Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crochet College, or if this is your first time, welcome. My name is Mia, and in today's video I am so excited to be diving into this Feeling Good yarn from Wool and the Gang. This yarn was a part of a larger purchase that I have made from Wool and the Gang. If you'd like to check out my first impressions, there's a link for that in the video description box down below. So this yarn was by far my favorite out of the bunch. It's got such a soft feel to it, and it is so light. Now that fall is rolling around, I am in the mood for finding some lighter weight yarns because I don't think you need anything super heavy, especially in early fall. This yarn is in the color Cinnamon Dust, but it did come in a variety of colors. It is a 50-gram ball with 142 yards in this whole thing. It's made with 70% alpaca, 7% merino, and 23% nylon, and this yarn was made in Peru. I think the coolest thing about this yarn is when you look close at it, you can see this kind of netting structure that's running through it, which I just find very interesting. I've never seen this in a yarn before, and I'm assuming and kind of imagining that that's out of the 23% nylon. It almost makes sense to me that the nylon would be that netting in the middle, and then all of the fibers from the merino and the alpaca are kind of spun in it, which makes this nice light fur. There, you can really see that netting showing through there. It's also probably what's allowing this yarn to be so light. So for this yarn, they recommend that you hand wash it on cold, lay it flat to dry, do not iron, do not bleach, do not tumble wash, do not tumble dry, all that stuff. So it's probably due to the fact that I'm imagining this yarn to be very delicate, which is why you would want to hand wash it, because the spinning seems to be just loosely spun into that netting. It's not really like a heavy twist yarn. Unlike a superwash merino, which you're not going to lose a lot of fibers, I think with this yarn you might be shedding a little bit. So I'm a center puller. I always like to see how easy it is for me to find that end. Uh-oh. Maybe I'll go the other way. I might have to make some yarn spaghetti here. Oh, not too much. Okay. It's so light. Oh my goodness. When you're taking this out and actually feeling it, it's so light. I am amazed at how light this yarn is. It's just wisping over my fingers. It has almost no weight to it. I can't even describe how light this yarn is. It feels like barely anything is on my hand. The one thing I've noticed about Wool and the Gang is that they really don't often put that crochet hook recommendation. So they do recommend a 5mm knitting needle. I don't want to go as big as 5mm for this. I think I'd rather go in with a 4.5. I don't want it to be too loose. It's already such a light material. I don't want to make it even lighter by going with a big hook and having a very drapey fabric. So I'm going in with a 4.5mm crochet hook to work up a swatch to see how this thing looks once you work it up into a project. So using the 4.5mm crochet hook, I've created this beautiful swatch of fabric. It is so soft. It feels like the coziest sweater ever that you could ever put on. It's almost like a fleece feeling. I think that's really the best way to describe it. Your fingers and your skin just glides along the halo that this yarn creates, which is a pretty big halo. So I can understand somebody not wanting to make wearables out of this because of the fact that it is a little sheddy. There's a lot of those hairs coming off of it in that halo. But that said, it's a really cozy yarn. It's so smooth and soft. It almost feels like a teddy bear, like you just want to cuddle up with it. So using the 4.5mm crochet hook, I did 14 stitches of single crochets and 14 rows to create about a 4" by 4" sample size. The yarn itself doesn't have too much stretch to it. It's a pretty stiff yarn in and of itself, but when worked up into a material like this, there's that natural give that the stitch has. So I do really like this yarn. It's so unfortunate to me because I don't like yarn that has a lot of shedding, and this one does. So I wish there was a way to get that beautiful soft feeling without all the hairs left behind. Like you can even see, just working up this small sample size, that's how much shedding I had. So taking the shedding into account, I'm only going to give this yarn a 7 out of 10. So it is still a pretty high rating. I do think this has a place in my craft room. I'll probably be making some cozy stuffed animals out of it because I feel like it does have this almost furry quality to it, which I hope you can even see on camera how beautifully fuzzy it is. I think it's a nice halo. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall apart, but it is shedding a lot. So I don't think I would make many wearables out of this. Unfortunately, I wanted to make a hat out of it, but I'll probably make some cute stuffed animals for my nieces and nephews, or maybe a crocheted pumpkin because fall is around the corner and it's just a beautiful color for a crocheted pumpkin. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel so you'll be one of the first to know when I come out with a new video, tutorial, or pattern. As always, thank you guys for crocheting with me, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.